A single developer wrote 47 lines of code. And 6 months later he was making $2 million a year. This isn't some Silicon Valley fairy tale. It's a true story that proves the rules of building a business have been completely rewritten. And it all started with a problem that everyone in tech absolutely hates. Let's break down how a tiny piece of code built an empire. The story starts with a developer named Yash Batra. And like every founder on planet Earth, he was drowning in one thing: customer support tickets. Think of a support inbox like a chaotic emergency room. You've got people with billing problems, people reporting bugs, and others asking for new features. It's a jumbled mess, and someone has to manually read every single one just to figure out what to do next. It's slow, it's expensive, and it's painfully boring. Big companies hire entire teams just to do this triage. But Yash had a different idea. He realized he didn't need to build a whole new hospital. He just needed to build a super smart receptionist. His idea was painfully simple. What if an AI could automatically read each ticket, give you a one-sentence summary, and then sort it into a neat little bucket: bug, feature request, or billing issue? That's it, that was the entire idea. He wasn't trying to build the next Zendesk or Intercom. He just wanted to solve one small, incredibly annoying part of the process. And to do it, he turned to the most powerful tool available: OpenAI's GPT-4. Now when you hear AI, you might think of complex algorithms and massive data centers. But Yash's approach was way smarter. He focused on something called prompt engineering. Think of it like this: GPT-4 is a genius, but it's a lazy genius. It won't give you what you want unless you ask it in the perfect way. Prompt engineering is the art of crafting that perfect question. So Yash wrote a simple script in a language called Python, and at its heart were those legendary 47 lines. Here's how they worked in plain English. First, the code grabs the raw text from a support ticket. You know, the long angry email from a customer whose payment failed. Then it wraps that text inside a very specific command for the AI. This is the prompt, the magic question. It basically said, "Hey GPT, for read this ticket, give me a quick summary and classify its type." And this next part was the key. It demanded that the AI respond in a specific format called JSON. Think of JSON as a universal language for computers. It's like telling the AI to write its answer on a perfectly organized index card, with a spot for summary and a spot for the type. This made the AI's answer clean and predictable every single time. The script would send this command to OpenAI, and seconds later the AI would send back a perfect little JSON package. Like, summary, customer paid but invoice shows unpaid, type, billing. Boom, done. The entire technical miracle was just a perfectly worded question to an AI. But a script on a laptop doesn't make you money. Yash had to turn this code into a real product. So he used a lightweight tool called Fast API, which is like a translator that lets other software talk to his script. He packaged his 47 lines inside this translator, creating what's called a REST API. It's like he built a drive-through window for his code. Any other app could just pull up, send a ticket, and get a summarized and classified response back. Then he rented a tiny virtual server for just $10 a month to host it. Let that sink in. The entire engine for a $2 million a year business ran on a $10 server. He then put a price on it. He turned it into a SaaS, a software as a service. Basically a subscription model. Most of his customers paid $99 a month. The bigger companies with thousands of tickets paid $499 a month or more. And the product exploded. So why did this ridiculously simple thing work so well? First, it solved a real problem that costs businesses thousands of hours and dollars. Second, there was no over-engineering. The old way of doing this would take a team of engineers months. They'd have to train their own custom natural language processing models, set up complex databases, build a fancy user interface. It would be thousands and thousands of lines of code. His way was 47 lines. He didn't build a car, he sold a powerful engine that other developers could easily pop into their own systems. And third, it didn't need a sales team. The product was so good and so easy to use that developers and founders just told each other about it. It spread through word of mouth in online communities. This story isn't about getting lucky. It's about a fundamental shift in how we create value. It's about constraint. Yash didn't have a giant team or millions in funding, so he was forced to find the absolute simplest solution to a painful problem. He leveraged the power of a massive AI model without having to build it himself. All he built was the perfect little bridge to it. This is a wake-up call. In an era where everyone is obsessed with building the next big complicated platform, this 47-line script reminds us of a timeless truth. Simplicity is still the ultimate killer feature. Your next big idea might not require a team of 10. It might not require 10,000 lines of code. It might just be a few dozen lines that do one thing perfectly. So the real question isn't how much code can you write. It's what's the most valuable problem you can solve with the least amount of code possible.